Voting for somebody based off of their gender and skin color is so stupid. And I'm kind of a hypocrite for saying that because I voted for Obama in '08. I didn't vote for him in 12, but I voted for him in '08. I thought at that time, I didn't watch any of the debates. I was a low information voter, honestly. I didn't really follow that much, especially like as not even as closely as I'm following things now. Not even a drop in the bucket. But I fell for the hope and change. What I thought about him being elected, especially after the 8 years of W. Bush, I hated him with a passion. I thought, well, maybe we can like move forward as humans, and we don't have to be like things when I was growing up wasn't as nearly as divisive when it comes to like the different races as it is now. And I think a lot of that is the government and the media propelling that. But I thought to myself, we can move forward. Like, this isn't a historical thing I'm going to be a part of. The first black president. I helped usher that in. And, I thought it was a good thing. And because I wanted to, I was like, this is going to heal our country. So we're going to be able to move forward as humans and get past the history, the brutal, nasty history of this country that every country has in their own thing. Like, no country is like, if you look at every country's history, they all have bad things that they've done. But there's this self-hatred that whites put on themselves, or this stigma for white people have to like bow down, and we can't talk about certain things. And even me making this video might get me fired. Isn't that funny? Just because I talk the truth. I'm not even racist. I don't I don't hate anybody because of their skin color, but just me just like talking about it, it just like irks people the wrong way. And I'm not talking about any specific race or anything like that. It's just people in general that are hardcore leftists or whatever, buying into the indoctrination that we've been presented through school and everything. But imagine if I was to say, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump because he's a white man, and I'm only going to vote for white men. Imagine if I was to say that. I would get ridiculed harshly. But the other way around is okay. It's okay for people who are non-white to say stuff like that and get away with it. I thought that we're all supposed to be equal. I thought that everyone wanted to be treated equal. I guess not. Well, okay. This is what I think about women. I think that most of them are not good leaders. And from what I see out here nowadays, I don't think that a lot of males are very good leaders as well. Even in the red pill community, these guys are ultra masculine, but I don't think that they're really good leaders, But, and I don't think that I'm a good leader. But what I'm saying is, naturally, throughout history, and with my experience with women, they don't want to lead. Now, does that mean all women? No. Because there are some who can. Is it very few? Yes. Very few. But it can happen. And they should have every opportunity, as men do, to have the same equal chance to do everything that we do. But there's a propaganda being pushed on women with feminism, which, you know, I don't disagree with like the first couple waves of feminism. I was a feminist, but the feminism now is pretty much like going over the line and becoming more like the other way, like where they just like basically men are second class citizens. That's what it feels like, and that's what they want. They want supremacy. So that's what's being pushed. And it's like, who's gonna have the kids? Who's gonna take care of the kids? It is very unnatural for a woman to go to work and pawn her kids off of other people. And you could, you know, the man could stay at home and take care of the baby or whatever like that, but it's just naturally better for the woman, because that baby was like literally a part of her for like 9 months. Felt that baby kicking and everything like that. There's a lot of emotional attachment on both sides. We need to look at the well-being of the family and the child. It seems like nobody cares about children anymore. That's what it seems like. But like, if Kamala Harris, or like, it doesn't, I don't care. It could be Candace Owens or whoever. Like, if Kamala Harris had the same policy, like was like Trump, and Trump was just like her, you know, he couldn't speak, he couldn't do interviews, he's like hiding from the media. You got to have all these softball interviews if there is interviews. He would only agree to one debate, and it has to be on a leftist platform. It's not 3 debates, it's just one. You know, I'd be voting for Kamala. I'd be for her. She'd be like America first, securing our borders. Like, you know, Kamala was already president, and she did a good job keeping world peace. I mean, that's the big thing to me. And it seems like a lot of people, especially women, abortion's their number one issue, which is so weird. It's because it's like, well, women who are raped that have abortion, that's like so rare compared to most of the other abortions. I mean, what is that, like 20,000 a year maybe? I don't know. Out of the million abortions, like, most of those abortions are done. Most abortions are done because it's just irresponsibility on both sides. You know, the man not being covered up, wearing a condom, and then the woman making sure he's, you know, wearing a condom and taking extra precautions when it comes to like birth control. Like, women have like 11 different things of birth control, and they're out here saying, "Oh, men should get vasectomy." Like, dude, like, you have like all these different forms of birth control, including keeping your legs closed. But it's just like that's their number one issue. And I can't take people serious in this state. Like, when people are saying they're voting for Kamala, and then because, like, oh, she's younger, and these same people were for Biden, by the way. These same people were going to vote for Biden, and now they have a problem with Trump's age. I just seen an interview or whatever. Biden, they're like faking him being in the Oval Office. He had a little tiny desk. It looked like, I commented on X, I said, it looks like he was like the little kid at the little kids table. Not little kid, but he's sitting at the little kids table at Thanksgiving. It looks ridiculous. Like, he's the president, and why is he not like filming in the Oval Office? I mean, he's not running the country. And it's quite clear Kamala hasn't been either. So neither one of these people really have been running the country. And people want to vote for these people. It's just absurd to me. And you know, if Kamala wins and, you know, people get what they want, they're going to have more inflation, you're going to have more open borders, you're going to have higher crime. That's what people want. Like, people like me will be put up against a wall, told to face the wall, and I won't exist no more because of me just speaking out. That's maybe not with her, but like, if they get back in there, honestly, they're not going to give up power again. Like, that's how crucial this is. And people talking about democracy, this and that. She didn't win a single delegate? Whatever. She didn't win the nominee by the people. The elites of the Democrat Party just voted her in. The people don't fucking matter. So, if they're going to do this in their own party, what do you think they're going to do with the rest of the country? I mean, it's just a sign. It's a slippery slope. And people want this. People want to... But it's because the mainstream media is so crazy, like being outside the matrix and seeing anything that the media puts out just looks so fake and phony. It's absolutely unbelievable. And people just fall for it. Most people, they don't have the time or desire to sit down and like do any type of research or look at things with independent thought. I mean, most people are just concerned about their own lives. You know, they just want to be safe and live their lives, man. Like, I guess the dollar has lost like 25% of its value over the last 10 years maybe. I don't know. With all this inflation, dude. And what is Kamala proposing? More inflation. More free stuff. You know, California is trying to give out reparations, and even though California was never a slave state, and I don't think they had Jim Crow laws, but they're giving out reparations. It's so weird to me. And honestly, like, if I'm not for reparations because I think that nothing's owed at this point. People can most of that stuff's way in the past. The young people definitely aren't owed anything. I mean, if anything's owed, maybe it's like older people who went through Jim Crow laws, or anybody like after the civil rights that have been discriminated against, like with a company. They should be suing these companies into bankruptcy. That's what should be happening. These people are breaking laws and being discriminated towards black people or anybody else. Sue them. But reparations, like taking from people and giving to other people to try to make things better, is just going to cause resentment. It's just going to piss people off. It's kind of like anybody on welfare, you know. The most people on welfare is white people because we make up most of the population. But it's like I have resentment towards people on welfare because they're sitting around not doing anything. And mind you, I used to be on it for a little bit when my kids were born. But the thing is, I worked a full-time job. I just didn't make enough, so it pretty much subsidized me, and I shouldn't have been having kids at that point, but I did, and I got off of it. It took a lot of work, man. And I'm probably still feeling the effects of being on that. It's a trap. Welfare is a trap, but there's resentment, you know, like these people have free health care. And I basically have to pay like an arm and a leg for mine. Like, mine doesn't really cover anything unless I pay $9,000. So it's pretty much worthless, and these people just get to sit around and collect food stamps, and they don't have to worry about anything. I mean, they might not live in the best areas or whatever, but it's just like there is resentment there. You know, why am I not being taken care of? I'm actually paying taxes. I'm actually being a productive member of society, putting effort out here to work a job. And I'm not being taken. You would think that people like me would be being taken care of first over people on welfare. But the whole thing with the reparations is if I had to give a choice, I would 100% give it. I'd rather black people got reparations over any illegal getting any help from us first. That's number one. But like I said, I'm not for reparations. I think that it's just ridiculous at this point. There was black slave owners. This first slave owner was a black man here in America, and there was other families that were black slave owners. So like it's just really complex, and there's a reason why the reparations didn't happen before, because after the Civil War, white people fought other white people to get rid of slavery. We are the ones, whether people want to believe like, well, Slav is slave, like that's white people. Slavs are white people. Slav means slave. So white people are the ones that ended slavery. White people are the ones who fought to end slavery. The UK did. America did. A lot of white people gave up their lives to end it because it was immoral. It was definitely, you can't be for freedom. You can't say like, oh, the tyranny, and then you own people. You literally own people. So, like, after the Civil War, the whole country was bankrupt. So the fact that like slave labor helped build this country, it's a fallacy. Like everyone was bankrupt. So I think that like I wish we would get to the point where people would stop caring so much about skin color, man. It's just ridiculous. I think that I didn't like it's a strong black woman. It's not like it's a strong woman, it's a strong black woman or whatever. It's just like, man, seriously, why does race have to do anything with it? Yeah, it's like, yeah, like I said, if Trump, I would vote for Kamala if the roles were reversed, because Kamala is just horrible, man. Her policies are absolutely brutal. She's not good at talking. She's like fake. She's coming out here like Hillary did with a fake accent, like trying to pander to people. I don't understand how people don't see through that. Is absolutely ridiculous. And just look at her like, oh, she's not white. Like, I'm really getting tired of white people continuously being demonized. It's like I don't see massive white people moving to non-white countries. I don't see that happening, but I see everyone wanting to come and live with us. That's what I see, like, that are non-white. And I have no problem with that. Like, yeah, it's great. As long as, like, come here legally. I think that we should fix some of our stuff first. I think that they're I think that I'm just tired. I think that white people are just tired. Like, seriously, like, we're just tired of being demonized all the time. The fact that, like, demonizing white people is gonna make up for anything in the past that we had nothing to do with, it just causes resentment and causes people to become more racist. I mean, that's what happens. Like, I understand, like, people will go through struggles. I do, like, and there's racist white people out there for sure. And there's racist black people, there's racist Hispanics, there's racist Asians. Like, but for some reason, white people are looking at it like the worst. Like, we're the worst out of everybody. It's like, there's like certain levels of racism. when it comes to like people's races, and like white people are at the very bottom, even if they're not racist. And like, I don't want to be around any racist people. I don't care who they are. If you are a white person and you're racist, I don't want to be around you. I don't care about your little snide jokes or whatever. Like, you know, when I was watching Chris Rock and he was making fun of white people, I thought it was funny as hell. Like, if it's something like that, that's cool. But if it's like, you could tell the person is like, it's not a joke, they're just like, you know, being a disgusting person. Like, I don't want to be around that. I don't want to be around a non-white person being racist against other people either. I don't think it's good for anyone. But you know, this video, like I said, would probably, if management sees this video, I'll probably get fired. Why is that? Why would I get fired? Because I'm speaking the truth? You know, like, there's this, it's okay to hate white people. Like, I don't know. Like, and what the problem is, it just causes more people who aren't white to end up becoming racist. And that's sad, man. I remember back when I was growing up, and yes, there was race. Like, I know wasn't really around racism. My school was like, there was a lot of Hispanic people in my high school. It was mixed, man. It wasn't like all white. So I didn't go to like down south. I was in Arizona. So I was used to being around all different types of people, and I got along with all different types of people. You know, I had like a couple best friends. One was black, one was Native American, which is me too. I'm Native American because I was born here. That's kind of funny. I guess he's Indian. So like, these guys would come over. You know, they'd spend the night. I'd spend the night at their place. Like, but yeah, it's like, but everything is becoming so divided in so many different directions. It's just unbelievable. This is decaying society, and it's sad because we should be flourishing. We should be like working together and moving forward to, like, you know, the big thing is building civilizations that helps out everybody. You know, like, I keep on hearing Elon talk about we don't have enough people. It's like, dude, what are you talking about, man? We have plenty of people. If we have people that are starving, if we got kids that are starving and you're saying go have more people, like, it's absolutely asinine to me. Why aren't these people being taken care of? You know, we should be striving for abundance of resources for everybody, so we're not fighting each other over this stupid crap. We should be reaching out to the stars and trying to be on different planets and making everything, like, if people want to be in that society where you're highly technical, like, and technology is like highly advanced, yeah, you can be in it. Or you could be like the Amish and reject it. That's what it should be. It shouldn't be like complete oppression like the elites want, I guess. I don't know. You know, like, some of them, like, the whole concept of enslaved ones is because I feel like financially like a slave. Like, I'm in the rat race. Feel like a slave. It's a necessary evil because we got to, if you want to be a part of civil society where you're not taking from each other, you gotta work, man. And if I wasn't a part of society, I'd have to work like way fucking harder than I do now. Like, imagine living in the woods. Like, you have to provide everything for yourself, whether it's water or food, shelter. You got to keep yourself heated or whatever. Like, we do have a lot of conveniences in this world, in this society, but, you know, hi. But like, the thing that's missing in society is like the community. That's what's missing, and people are just like getting at each other's throats, and it seems like it's just getting worse and worse. And it shouldn't be. We should be working together. And I don't believe in any type of universal basic income right this second, but eventually we will need it when robots do our jobs. Yeah, we're gonna need it. But for like right now, to bring in universal basic, even that's what it feels like with the welfare. That almost seems like universal basic income anyway. We are kind of like a socialist society, and I think that's why, you know, the working class, we're the ones that like provide everything. We're the ones that keep this infrastructure moving forward, and it feels like we're getting shafted the hardest when we should be the ones being propped up the most. It's so backwards. This society is so fake and backwards. It's just unbelievable. And I'm not saying like, oh, I need to have like when I was seeing like Gretchen Whitmer or all these people on the left saying, oh, the unions are great on Labor Day, like I don't, or hard worker, like I don't need my ass kissed. I don't need that. I don't need like I'm a gold star. What I need is to have hope, to have like, oh, the government's gonna stop printing money, so you know, maybe I can actually save money. I don't have to sit here and fucking worry about finances all the fucking time. I can just like live my life and try to enjoy it, instead of just sitting here like constantly trying to consume like, oh, what's happening right now, what's happening with the dollar, what's happening to this and that, should I diversify? Like, it's just dumb. It's like, can we just be stable for a while? You know, no, we gotta have all these bubbles. Let's create more bubbles. Let's not try to be responsible with our budgets like all of us working class are. Well, the government wants to continue to divide and conquer. That's all they're about, dividing and conquer. They don't even work for us, man. They're pretty much like, the government is pretty much elitist. That's what they are. They're pretty much like royalty. That's how they view themselves. And they view us as like peasants when they're supposed to be working for us. The only time they work for us is when they want our vote. And then once they get in there, not all of them, but most of them don't even do shit. They just like, they go for their own self-interest, or like the big donors. They don't care about the peasants. And that's why we are where we're at. It's not just government is the problem, or the corporations. It's both. There was price gouging on the corporations as well. And they're always trying to take from the little guy. They don't care about mid-management. They always prop up mid-management. They don't care about the people who actually do the hard work, because we're low skilled. Well, somebody needs to do these dirty jobs. And since we've had a generation of kids that are just like being pampered, that don't want to do any dirty jobs, well, who are you gonna have do these jobs, man? You need somebody to do these jobs. It's like, I kind of view things as like an economic thing. I don't really look at things as a race. To tell me that like I owe people something when I'm scraping and fighting just to fucking survive. I kind of hope Kamala wins. Then she can make me face the wall and I don't have to be in this fucking hell no more. And that's a bad thing for me to say. I'm sorry. I wish I could enjoy life, man. I really wish I could. I wish things were different, but it's not. I almost feel like prison's probably better. Just throw me in prison for my speech, and then I don't have to worry about being in this rat race anymore, because this rat race feels like fucking prison, man. It really does.